Jeffrey Dean Morgan had said that seeing Natasha Callis's audition tape is what inspired him to take on this role. Now, she goes to some brutal emotional places, and I thought for you, playing her mother, did those lines ever get blurred where you as an actress were actually sort of concerned for her?
A lot. Actually, that happened a lot. That's a question I haven't gotten. That happened a lot.
Excellent.
Actually, I was worried about her. But I also could see that that was the kind of actress she will always be, one who really needs to go there. I mean, I'm the same way, and I was that way when I was young. I started, I started working professionally when I was an actor, but when I was 16, but I started acting when I was 12, and I would always go to the real place, and no matter how dark and scary it was. So I recognized that. I was proud of her. I was worried for her. I was concerned, but I also knew that she wasn't capable of going halfway. And she also, that audition tape was also a very big inspiration for me doing the movie as well.
Does that feed you to kind of be reminded of that raw quality?
Yeah, it does. I think, first of all, it makes my job really easy because I just get to react. It's so much better when someone is really giving you something to react off of. And sure, yeah, that pure joy, that not going for the result, that feeling of I just want to do it to make it real for me, and that's the most important thing, and not thinking about because I want this movie to be successful and because I want people to go see it and because it's just because in this moment I need to tell the truth exactly as it is. I mean, I think I still have a lot of that in me, but that purity of destination was beautiful to see.
The kind of climactic scene that's in the abandoned hospital that's been mentioned as being pretty creepy.
Yeah.
I just have to think, is that cathartic? I mean, there's so much emotion coming up for all of you at once. And acting's always cathartic, right?
Yeah.
So, of course it is. But that's huge.
Yeah, I think it was cathartic first, 5 times, and then it got just totally exhausting. But, that's why you need to train as an actor, is because the first time you can just do it because you're really reacting and it's great, and then the 20th time that you're doing it from a different angle, you gotta use some technique there. So, it was a great movie to shoot, and it was a lot. It was intense.
You've mentioned this, and we know that horror is always tapping into something primal. And it's interesting to me that the young girl still stands in as this figure of innocence.
Yeah.
And then we see it obliterated by evil. What is it about that imagery that you think is so terrifying for people?
Because I think it's really your worst nightmare is a child, and a female child feels more vulnerable in the world because they are.
Right.
I just think that there is that innocence and that purity. I mean, you see it in a child when you have children. They reach a certain age and that innocence does go. I mean, but I think the idea of having it forced upon them by something that's so inherently evil is kind of your worst nightmare.